press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome back to your English class. Today we are going to learn how to write an essay. You have it for your boards which carries 4 marks. Okay, boards you have it for 4 marks, that is there. So now we have written n number of essays for all these years. But what I am here to tell you is what is more important you must focus on in these essay writing. So I can give you so many things to say, but I'll be very brief in telling you what is really important in writing an essay. Now basic thing is, if you are given a title on, okay, write an essay on you will be given 3 options for it. Yet we will write an essay on air pollution. Okay, let's take this to be our topic, air pollution. First write the title there. Okay, so what is more important is, first thing that you have to do is write the title or the heading. Alright, second most important thing you have to do is give a very good introduction, a very beautiful one, which should make the reader read the rest of the essay. It should be very catchy. Okay, as soon as they read one paragraph of your introduction, they must feel, oh my, I must read more and more of your essay. So introduction has to be very strong. Even while you introduce yourself, your introduction should be very strong and very bold and very confident that the other person who is sitting right in front of you must be willing to know more about you. That should be your credibility. So introduction of your essay should be likewise very bold, very nice, very confident, beautifully laid down, and choice of words is important. Next, what comes is the body. Okay, body paragraphs or body. Now we'll split it like this: body paragraphs or body. Paragraph number 1, paragraph number 2, or paragraph number 3. Body 1, body 2, body 3. Okay, so body of the essay. There you give your content of whatever you would like to say. The fourth comes a very good conclusion that is needed. Very simple, isn't it? This looks simple, but what you write inside is difficult. So conclusion also has to be very strong, to the point, and see, conclusion should be in such a way where you must conclude all these ideas over here, not to copy what you have written above, but different things. You have to write different things in the conclusion, and it should give that kind of a message, very strong message, that people should remember it. Remember what you have written in the conclusion. Because see, they will start reading here. They will get interested in reading what you have written, because the introduction is very strong. Okay, introduction is very strong. And then they go to the paragraphs. Once they go to the paragraphs, maybe they lose interest in reading what you have written. But while they come to the conclusion, if it is very strong and to the point, very confident one, then that they will remember it. But if your conclusion is boring, they will forget the rest of the part that you have written above. So what is important is, all 3 aspects are important. Introduction and conclusion is the most important. It's not that you write nonsense in the body of the letter, but you must have your ways of writing it, more strongly focusing on introduction and conclusion. Alright. Now I'm not going to write an essay on air pollution for you, but I'm just going to say how you can write it for you. Now okay, title we have written, air pollution. Going to the introduction, maybe you can start with a quote, any quote that is there. Don't write the quote if you don't remember it. Don't write somebody else's words wrongly. No, if you remember that person's words properly, only then write. If you don't remember it half, don't write it. Okay, you cannot be degrading that person who has given that statement. And you should also mention who has said it. Okay, so don't simply write next is cleanliness next to godliness and simply leave it. No, you must also say who has written, who has said it. Okay, you must always acknowledge when you take something from the other. Now, if you are borrowing certain ideas from the other person, also in your essay, please acknowledge a person's name. Okay. Introduction. Begin with a quote. Then you can go on to just introduce as to what you are going to talk about. All the aspects that you are going to cover here in the body. Very brief, in two sentences. At the max 2 sentences, finish off what you are going to cover in the body. Then give one of your opinion, but don't use personal pronouns. Write it in general. Don't use I, me, mine. Okay, don't use that. In my, I feel that way, or I say like this, I think. No, don't use I. My opinion is, no. General, the opinion states that, or something, a general statement. It is said to be. It is widely known. It's widely accepted. Okay, so general statements, don't use personal pronouns at all. I, my, me, no, don't use it. Okay, never use that personal pronouns. Avoid them. As far as you can avoid the personal pronouns, write general statements, neutral statements that are there. So that you are not focusing more on yourself, but rather you are speaking to the general public in neutral terms. Alright? Okay, introduction. Now, body can be divided into 2 or 3 paragraphs depending on the length of the essay that is specified for you. Otherwise, you can, if it's your choice and you have freedom to write n number of words, then body can be split into 3 paragraphs depending also on the content that you have. So, body of the letter 2 or 3, at the max 2 is enough for your exam point of view, but if you are writing it for any article, if you are writing it for any magazine or anything, then be specific. They will give you a word limit. So, be specific to that word limit also. Yet your content, it also depends. See, I am not telling you should write only in 2 paragraphs. No, depending on the content you can split the paragraph. Now, for example, in air pollution, if we write paragraph or body number 1 as general definitions of one definition you can add somewhere in the introduction, one general definition of air pollution to just begin. Okay, you must begin somewhere, right? So, to begin you can add it in the body number 1 and then go on to elaborate certain statistics or whatever it is. Okay, and in the body number 2 maybe you can write advantages, not advantages, no advantages of air pollution. Okay, disadvantages of air pollution. Third body you can write maybe how we can improve it. Okay, how we can improve on it. But if you have certain other aspects, you can write advantages and disadvantages. Okay, air pollution you have no advantages as such, you have disadvantages. So, disadvantages and points for improvement in body number 3. In the conclusion you can maybe cover all these aspects together. It's not, see, you should not repeat any statement what you have written here in the conclusion. That is wrong. You are not supposed to do it. There are so many statements. English is a very wide and vast language. So, you can pick any statement and change its meaning as and when it is needed. So, conclusion should be very short. Don't write 2 big paragraphs. No. Conclusion should be very short. Write it in 5 or 6 sentences and finish it off. What you can focus on in the conclusion is give some message. Now, you can give a message as to why do we really need to stop air pollution. How can we have a better future if we stop this air pollution that is there? Use a lot of, don't use a lot of flowery words. No, I am not telling you to use a lot of flowery words, but use straight to the point, correct statements that are there. Maybe you can show them the impact that we have with air pollution in body, and then conclusion you can say, see, as mentioned, okay, or moreover, furthermore, we can do like this. Those are transitional phrases that are there, moreover, furthermore, likewise, okay, contrast, on the other hand, all these are words that you can use. So paragraph by paragraph keep changing. Now if you write in the first paragraph, first body, moreover, second write furthermore, then on the other hand, contrast. So don't use same statement again and again, or same word again and again. Alright, so that is the conclusion. So conclusion should be very powerful, very neat and clear. Okay, you can use linking words that are there to maybe join two sentences. Another thing that you have to remember is always there should be a connection to your first sentence to the second. Even while you are speaking, always make sure that what you speak first should be connected to what you speak next. So your thinking time is less. That is why you will have to grasp language very easily. That is why I mentioned to you in one of the classes, hold on language is important, because you can spontaneously speak. You need not think of, okay, that's the next statement I am going to think. Most of the mistake that we do is we think in our mother tongue, we speak in English. When we think in our mother tongue and when we speak in English and we are not thinking in English, we are automatically or likely to speak the language of the mother tongue in English. That is words. Sentence formation will happen in the mother tongue, but words will jump here and there here in English. So you should think, when you are talking in English, think in English, talk in English also. So do everything in English, and that time you have this spontaneity that is there. Okay, so alright, linking words you can use. So you can use transitional phrases that are there. You can use phrases, okay, use phrases, but you must know the meaning of those phrases. Use metaphors. Metaphors can be used only if there is a good comparison that you can make. Personified, don't do too much of personification, because sometimes we are attributing too many human qualities depending on the title of the essay. So personification, don't do too much, because it can look over flowery with what you have done. Okay, so this was what we had to study in essay writing. Please keep your handwriting very neat, okay? And now if this is the page, you write the title over here. Alright, title is written, then begin, leave some space, okay? If you don't know to leave some space, hold your fingers like this and leave some space, and then start. Maybe we start with the. Okay, think this is the introduction is over. Okay, next you can begin here itself in the margin. Okay, or you can begin over here. All right, go forward. Conclusion, end it in the correct statement, that is there. Frame it very nicely in one sheet, just like letter writing I taught you. Frame it in one perfect sheet, that is there. Okay, for your practice, I can give you some topics to write down. Alright, you can just take down, I will give you at least 10 of them so you can practice. Okay, write an essay on one of the following, okay, now that is your exam question that is there for 4 marks. But here I will give you 10 topics, at least write 5 in them. Now only when you practice, you get it. If you don't practice, you don't get it. That's it, okay. So I'll give you 10 topics and then you can pick 5 and write whichever you like. First one, ban on plastics. Write an essay on ban on plastics. Second is uses of internet. See, now in the question they have specified you must write uses of internet. Now don't write what is not useful. They have specified to you what you have to write. So you should always speak to the point and write to the point also. Uses of internet, second one. Then third one, importance of sports. Importance of sports. Third one, Uses of library. Uses of library. Okay, that's the fourth one. Uses of library. Fifth one, computers in education or technology in education. Technology in education. The fifth one. Sixth one, okay, sixth one, gender discrimination. Gender discrimination. Sixth one, gender discrimination. Seventh one, women's education and empowerment. Seventh one, women's education and empowerment. Women's education and empowerment. Women, okay, not woman. Women. Eighth one, Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao. Okay, Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao. That is girl education. Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao. Eighth one. Okay, girl education. Education of girls. Education of girls. Ninth one. Ninth one. Social discrimination in the society. Social discrimination in the society. Social discrimination in the society. Ninth one, environmental pollution. Ninth one, environmental pollution. 10th one, digital India. Digital India. Alright, so I have given you 10 topics. Pick any 5 which you like or anything that you like, practice. Now why I am giving you this is only for practice. Okay, any other topic also if you find, you can pick them up and write it. Okay, you practice for yourself. Don't send it to me, you practice to yourself and focus on whether you have written these things correctly and focus on your grammar, please. Grammatical errors, please don't make grammatical errors. We make a lot of mistakes when we use these basic words: and, is, the, but, by, an, am. Why do we make those mistakes? That is what I told you. We are thinking in a different language, we are talking in a different language. So it's not happened like that, students, okay? So focus on your grammar also, focus on grammatical errors also. To improve them, please know your tenses right. When you know your tenses right, everything falls in place. So learn all the tenses that are there in English and then your language falls in place. In, but, why, we do make mistakes. I have observed it. Grammatical errors are there. So your sentence changes. And one more thing, please don't use short forms. Not acceptable at all. Don't use these short forms: and, between, with. Okay. Texting language, I will tell you how texting language. This. Okay. Then I don't know. Please don't use them when you write letters or write your answers or write essays or write anything. Even while, see, make this practice. Even if you are texting somebody, text in full language. Text that statement or that word with the full spelling that is there. Only then you will remember it. All this is not acceptable, okay? You are not going to score marks anywhere. So the evaluator is going to observe. Even if you think it's a long essay, oh, the evaluator is not going to observe, nothing like that, okay. The evaluator will observe every detail that you have written in your answer script. So you must be very wise enough to write it neatly and clearly. Handwriting is also very important. Write it neatly, neat handwriting, clear and nice, okay. Your font size also should be perfectly okay for the eyes, for your eyes and for the eyes of the evaluator. All right. Thank you very much for listening.